Hi, Cliff Crandall here, just stretching out and getting ready for a show that's coming up with an awful lot of information. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and what we're going to talk about right now for our young ladies and gentlemen is safety regarding costumes. Whether it be Halloween or a costume party, costumes can make a difference regarding the well-being of our children. And we have some people dressed in costumes right now. Matter of fact, some scary costumes. To my right, here's a scary costume. Matter of fact, that lights up, doesn't it? Can you make that light up? Oh, look at that light up. That's amazing. One of the things I want to point out about costumes, and we have a variety of costumes here, but one of the things is that many costumes are dark. We have a dark costume here and a dark costume here and a dark costume down here on the right. That skeletal structure looks a lot like Daniel. Daniel, take your mask off. Is that you? Yeah, I thought I recognized the cheek structure. Okay, that's Daniel. Now with the white, we can see a little of that. Our concern is that when it's all black, all right, we can't see them. If we can't see them, if drivers can't see them, then they can get hurt. They can get hit by a car because they're not watching. They're excited, whether it's trick-or-treating or on the way to a party. They're not watching, so we need to watch for them. Dark costumes have a concern attached to them, and that is that they blend in and we can't find them. There's some things we can do when we have costumes like this that are dark, or if we have costumes that limit our mobility or our visual sight around us, what we can see. We have a buddy with us. A buddy system will work very well regarding costumes that are challenging. Even this costume here, is that you, Doug? Yes, sir. That is. Even this costume here, is it easy for you to see my hand, Doug? When it was moving, you didn't see it, did you? No. Well, see, this is a limiting costume. But if he's with somebody or if he has the visor up, could you put your visor up? Look at that. Now he can see a little bit better. When we're moving outside the houses or when we're going down the street, we want to be able to see where we're going and what we're doing. So we want the costumes to be able to assist us in getting around. Adults do costumes, very elaborate costumes, and some adults make their costumes for their sons and daughters, and those are very elaborate. That's wonderful as long as we have a buddy or an adult with the young lady or gentleman, or a buddy with the adult that's keeping an eye on what's going on. I've known adults in the past put some elaborate costumes on that prevent them from moving their head. And then they get in a car and start it up and start to back out of the driveway. I'm always wondering, what are they thinking? Safety is an important factor. Safety is a very important factor. So with this costume here, he can light this up. That helps a little bit. But even with a costume as dark as this one, he should have a buddy with him. When you are trick-or-treating, talking about trick-or-treating, you should stay with your child. There should be an adult supervising. You don't drop them off and let them walk the length of a block and you say, I'll meet you at the other end of the block. I'll drive around to the other side. No, you really need to be with them. The times have changed. You need to be with those young people. You need to keep an eye on them for safety's sake. And there are students, young people that go out that find Halloween and events like that more a time of trickery than anything else. And young ladies and gentlemen get caught up in it and sometimes get hurt because they don't know what's going on. Check the candy, check the things that you've got, and also, if you have the opportunity to go to stores, businesses, or malls that set up specific trick-or-treating, those are very safe. Let's take a minute. Daniel, why don't you sit right down here for a minute? Oh, my goodness gracious. Ninjas come out of everywhere sometimes. It's kind of scary. Look at me, guys. I'm over here. I was scared, Ryan. I was scared. Ryan, look at this. Ninja, you thinking about going trick-or-treating?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ryan, what's wrong with this?
He's all dressed in black and we can't see him.
He's all dressed in black and we can't see him. You're right. You're right. Daniel, what could happen?
He could get hurt.
He could get hurt. That's a wonderful costume, but you need a buddy with you that's dressed a lot brighter so that they can see you, okay?
Yes, sir.
We want to make sure that we're safe when we go out, when we're doing costumes. All right, right now we're going to move on to a concept that we've mentioned already, and that is the buddy system. Now we're going to continue that piece of information that is the buddy system. And when we go places, we should have a buddy with us. So it's just a reminder to all of us that if we go to school, to the playground behind the school, or if we go to a community playground, we should have a buddy with us, right, William?
Yes, sir.
That's right. We should have a buddy with us. So if we're going to go bicycle riding someplace, it'd be nice to have another person riding their bike as a buddy, right? That's right. So we want to have somebody else with us. That way, if something happens to us, if we get hurt, if we fall down, there's somebody that can go get help. Also, it's a safety aspect regarding our ability to be safe when we leave our home. And that is, you are safer in numbers. So we want to go with a buddy. We want to go with a buddy. The buddy system works whether we're swimming, going to the playground, on our way to school. It makes a difference for safety. And we're going to be talking about this later on in the show. Okay with you? That sounds good to me too. We'll see you right after this commercial break. Sabrina, come on in. Yep, come on in, Ed. We're going to try that. Step right up here in front of me, facing each other. Again, first one is circular arm breakaway from a sleeve grab. If you'll grab her sleeve, and free. And it works. It peels their grip right out of that coat, right out of what you're wearing. The more complex step, again, freeing you up, is he grabs. Now, I'm going to move you over there, Ed, and Sabrina over here. And face Ed. Come my way, Sabrina. Perfect. Ed, grab with that hand. She's going to step in. Now, whoa, 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 whoa. She's about to drop him faster than you can blink an eye. She stepped in. She got the elbow. She's moved the hand up. This hand is going to the shoulder. She's already pivoted herself. Bring him down. And step away, let go of him, and move right back. Very nicely done. Let's see it again a little slower. I don't want you to rip Ed's arm off now. Let's be nice about this. She's grabbed. There's the first motion. Step and down. And go. Good. All right, Ed, stand to my right here. Sabrina, come on in. Face each other. We're going to do it one more time. I want you to grab with this arm. Come in a little closer, Sabrina. He grabs, take your time. Whoa. Did you notice? We have the bend in his elbow by her stepping in. The elbow's up. She's going to rotate her body towards him. Palm on the shoulder. Push. And step and free herself up. Very good. Sabrina over here. Ed over here. Circular arm breakaway from a sleeve grab. And what you just saw was circular from a sleeve grab is going, instead of that circular arm breakaway, right into a control technique and pushing them down and freeing yourself up. We're going to be back with another piece of information in just a moment. And right now I'm here with Carly, and we're in front of a computer, which is a very common situation for young adults. Adults are in front of computers all the time, but young adults are in front of it all the time, and they're not being paid to be there. They choose to be there. But one of the things I want to talk to you about is called MySpace. And Carly, if you'll go in here right now, and we're at MySpace, okay, and then go to search. And here at search, hit search, and then go down here and go put Proctor. You can put in school, people's names, cities, We hit Proctor, we say it's in the state of New York, we click on that, and all of a sudden, once we do this, we get all of this information on young boys and girls, young men and women in that high school, junior high, college students, some that have graduated, everybody that had anything to do with Proctor. I think one of the things that I want the parents to understand, and the young ladies and gentlemen, is Carly hasn't logged in to MySpace. Anybody can do what she just did and get all of this information. And one of the real scary things about this is that if you go to some of these spots, let's hit this first one right here, Carly. Just whoever it is, let's hit this, because I think this one, I'm sure, is in your extended network, etc. Is there any protection on that, Carly? None. Okay, go back to where we were. That person has put no protection on their space. In other words, without logging in, without doing anything, Carly just found out that I could go into somebody's space, because she wasn't sure I could go that far. I can go into that girl's space, and if that girl has Carly listed as one of her friends, I can then link to Carly through all the information this girl has on Carly. Therefore, a predator these days can sit at a computer for hours and feel very comfortable searching out information about young ladies and gentlemen in high school and junior high, and never have to let anybody know they're even doing it yet. To do it in detail would take an email address, simply a confirmation of an email address. MySpace is important. Carly has some MySpace, but you have it protected, don't you?
Yes, sir.
She has it protected so that if anybody clicks on hers, they can't see anything she's put on it. They can't see anything she's done unless she approves them. Parents, you should know what your children are doing regarding the computers. And young ladies and gentlemen, you guys should be sharing it with your parents. This isn't Pig Latin. It isn't a hidden language. Share the information with your parents. Let them know what's going on, and there are protections within these systems so that predators can't easily find your information. All right? We're going to move on to more safety and awareness spots right after this break. Welcome to this particular segment of Safety and Awareness Today. We're going to talk about and show you a technique regarding the cane. The cane is a very useful tool. Some would refer to it as a weapon based on the skill use of the cane, what you can do with it. One of the nice things about it is one of the only tools that you can carry with you wherever you go, including on an airplane. All right, the cane is a good use for if you have a leg injury, if you need some extra stability, but it's worth carrying with you whether you need it or not because of the amount of uses in self-defense. We're going to deal with one of those right now. If you two gentlemen will face each other, I have Mr. Eric Stolick here, who teaches a lot of our cane techniques here at our school at American Martial Arts Institute, and I have Mr. Joe Fiore. Joe's going to grab his sleeve. Now, at this point, he's going to bring that cane up. Now, he just rests it. He doesn't have to do a lot. He just raises the cane up, rests it on the arm. And all he's got to do now is pull it back. And he has control. If he pushes more and pulls, he's going to have to go to the floor. Relax for a minute. Come to the other side. Grab him with this arm. And it's here, go, to there. Perfect control. This person, once that cane goes across her throat, is not thinking about using her other hand to strike you. If you'll step back and step back, we're set. Okay? The cane techniques that we're going to go over are basic, very effective, and can be used in a multitude of situations. Become familiar with this tool, and if you need a cane or use a cane, we're going to talk about canes that don't have the crook as well as the ones that do and how you can use those. We're going to move on to another segment right now. Now we're going to cover safety and awareness in an area of sports. It's scuba diving, and I'm very fortunate to have with me today Mr. Dave Hinman, who is the owner of Delta Divers in Rome. And Delta Divers is a 5-star PADI Certified Instructors.
Instructor Development Center.
Instructor Development Center. And you yourself, you're
I'm a PADI course director.
Course
and
director.
Master instructor.
Master instructor, but the PADI course director is really a big step.
I can train all the way through instructors. Yes.
All the whole deal. Yeah. We're so fortunate to have somebody of your skill and your capability in scuba diving right here in Central New York. And I know other areas in the state and the country are fortunate to have people that are into this, but you've been wonderful, and I did my training under a gentleman by the name of Chuck Skinner, who is one of your instructors, and you yourself, which was a super treat over the last few years. And so I have now my PADI open water, deep water certification.
Yep. And your advanced open water, yeah.
Yep, my advanced open water. And I got into the filming. Now you do a lot of underwater filming.
I really much got into the new digital underwater photography that's going on lately, and it's a ball.
It makes it so much easier, and the pictures are great. That's an area of the sport a lot of people aren't aware of. We're going to go under the water and we're going to do the buddy system. The buddy system is very important with scuba diving, right?
Absolutely. It's whenever you go diving, you're going to want to dive with a buddy. Not only is it safer, but it's also more fun. You got somebody to share the experiences with, somebody to help you with your gear, somebody to help you in and out of the water, somebody to check it over, and so on.
That's really positive. Plus, that buddy is there for safety. And in scuba diving, it's emphasized that really makes a difference. Like I said to the boys and girls in the beginning of the show, you're going to go to the school on the weekend or to a park to play, take a buddy with you. Have a buddy, somebody there in case you fall, trip, in case something happens. That makes a difference. Underwater, we're going to simulate. I'm out of air. I'm going to go out of air, and then I'm going to go share air. I believe Amanda Peterson is with me underwater, as you can see, and I'm going share air, and I'm going to reach for her alternate regulator, and then I'm going to share air. And if this works, then we'll be able to do more shows in the future. So Amanda and I are going to share air.
That's a good way to put it.
And that'll be a fun thing to do. Out of air, share air, and you're going to see us do that underwater again if everything goes well, and I'm sure it will under the supervision of Mr. Hinman here, so I'm not worried. I'll be doing future shows in safety and awareness. Oh, it worked! Share Air works. A special thanks to David Phillips, who was one of the black belts that was helping me out by filming underwater, and a special thanks to Amanda Peterson for sharing her air, and for our supervision by Dave Hinman. Well, that was fun. Sports. There's a lot to be aware of regarding sports. And regarding scuba diving, let me share some of the signs that are going on. The sign language under the water. Not like signing for deaf, but underwater scuba diving signs. Some of them are similar. All right, we have the buddy system. All right, we have this means I'm all right. You don't want to be doing this. This means that you're in trouble and you need help. This means danger. You saw me go like this. I'm out of air. Share air. All right, so that we're going to share air. This is let's hold hands. Let's stay in contact with each other physically because the water may be too murky to be able to see. There's a lot of signs. This one means okay. This is what we think means okay. No, this means we want to go up. This means we want to go down. All sorts of things to learn. It's one of the aspects of the sport that makes it exciting, all right? We're going to be going to a short commercial break right now, and then we're coming back with the Cliff Notes for today's show. Right now on Cliff Notes, I'm pleased to have with me Jack Conkle, Director of Operations. Pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
And we're talking about safety regarding an ambulance unit. When you call for an ambulance, there's some things that you can do to make that whole process, which is a scary process to start with, smoother. What are some of the things you can do?
Exactly. A lot of the things we like to have you make sure your house number is displayed so we know where we're going.
Okay.
Now you talked about having somebody wave the ambulance down.
Yep, out on the road,
out
waving
on
the
the road.
ambulance. And the other thing that I found intriguing, because people forget it, they're so upset, is if you have any pets or animals, get them into another room so that they're not going to be in the way.
Absolutely.
All right, get the lights on.
The lights should be on in the house. We don't want to go into a house where there's no lights.
All right. And as far as the team, the ambulance crew coming in, what are they going to do when they first get there?
They're going to bring all the equipment to the patient, depending on what type of problem they respond to. But make sure there's a little bit of room where they could work.
Okay. As far as, now our scenario today is chest pain. Is that a very common one?
Very common. Chest pain and as far as respiratory problems are the most common medical emergencies we deal with.
All right, good. Well, we've kind of run through some things that you should keep in mind regarding such an emergency when you call an ambulance. They have a tough job, and they're doing that job to help somebody you care about, so help them out. That's our spot for today.